would be a straight fight between two teams, Toyota and Mitsubishi. The final round of the World Rally Championship was the Rally of Great Britain. Based in the town of Cheltenham, Leg 1's 13 stages looped around the heart of England. Colin McRae might have been out of the championship, but he was still the crowd's favourite, setting the equal fastest time on the opening stage around the town's racecourse. Championship title contender Carlos Sainz was third quickest on stage 3 to move into second place. His rival for the crown, Tommy Mäkinen, had a frustrating start. He was 10th going into stage 5. A patch of oil caused the accident, which left Mäkinen dragging the car through the remainder of the stage on 3 wheels. Another stage remained at Millbrook before a long road section back to Silverstone and the next service area.
First wide tight left. Suddenly I noticed it was completely dark and black, like a black tarmac, and then immediately the car just snapped oversteer and we hit the concrete post.
Sainz, next through the stage, was slowed by the marshals but also found the oil. Carlos and co-driver Lewis Moyer survived the scare and came across Mäkinen's sorry-looking car soon afterwards. Tommy's rally ended on the road section. Not even world champions are above the law.
Is there any hope of being world champion this year?
We can just wait and follow what is going on.
Mitsubishi's hopes now rested on Richard Burns, who came close to victory last year but was only 6th at the end of the day. Oriol drove well to finish 4th, helping both his teammate and Toyota in the 2 championships. This, though, was the last appearance by a Works Ford Escort, and Juha Kankkunen placed his 5th overnight. Joint fastest on stage 1 with his brother helped Alistair McRae's confidence in his first appearance in the Subaru Impreza. Colin was quickest on 7 of the first 8 stages, but lost 15 seconds when he suffered a tyre blowout. Alistair McRae and co-driver David Senior ended an impressive first day in 3rd place, while Sainz finished 2nd, 2 places higher than he now needed.
Well, obviously the situation has changed a little bit with Tommy out of the rally. I think it still is a long way. We have seen anything can happen in any minute here, and this is a rally where surprises are coming very quickly. So obviously things has changed, but still a long way to go.
The driver of the day, though, was Colin McRae.
Not bad for us. Obviously we dropped quite a bit of time in Silverstone, but we got off with a lot more than Tommy did.
Leg 2's 8 stages were all run on the forestry roads of mid-Wales, around the area of Builth Wells. Colin McRae still led the rally, but the slippery conditions meant he was starting to feel the pressure.
Slow 3 left, tight.
It was Richard Burns and Robert Reid who were quickest on the first 2 stages, and the pair had leapt to 2nd. Like his big brother, Alistair McRae was also finding the conditions hard work and had dropped to 5th place. Didier Oriol was up to 3rd by the end of stage 15.
Appuyez 3 pièges barrières, ouvre à fond sur emmanchement. Sur gauche à fond, 80 mètres. Elle est vide, fais gaffe.
Daylight in the misty Welsh forests, and Sainz, who dropped back earlier, recovered to move back into the 4th place he needed for the championship. Kankkunen and Repo had begun the day in 6th place and seemed content to watch the battles unfolding ahead. They'd still be 6th after stage 19. Richard Burns was in one of those battles and wasn't hanging around. He briefly snatched the lead, albeit by only 4 seconds. McRae immediately fought back and was quickest on the next 3 stages to retake the lead. But by the time the Subaru returned to the service area, it was clear all was not well.
The engine's blown up in the road section.
So there's no way of continuing?
No, I don't think so. It's 3 cylinders and it'll hardly start, so I think it's finished.
We've looked inside the engine and there's some heavy damage to one piston, which We can't obviously tell at this stage what's caused it, but it won't go any further.
The day's final 2 stages were run in the dark. Didier Auriol wouldn't be completing them though, clutch failure forcing the Frenchman out.
5 attention bout. Sur léger droite à fond. Plus un voyage. Plus du tout? Non.
Carlos Sainz in the other Toyota lost 40 seconds on the same stage, but survived a 5th gear off to finish 4th.
Sexta, acaba rasante en derecha, para izquierda rápido con sexta, se abren. Para derecha rápido menos ras, ahí va.
How fast were you going when you went off?
Fast.
Kankkunen flew through the last 2 stages to finish the day in 3rd place, whilst Alistair McRae drove the sole remaining work Subaru to a superb 2nd overnight. Burns finished 1st, making it a British 1-2.
The main thing for me to do tomorrow is just keep my concentration and just try and enjoy the stages, because as long as I'm enjoying myself, then the times will come.
Less than 24 hours before the World Championship's going to be decided. What do you dare think going to bed tonight?
Trying to sleep and relax, if possible.
Can you be relaxed?
Yes, I think so.
So, leg 3's 7 forestry stages in South Wales would decide both the rally and the championship. The first of those stages would be Alistair McRae's last.
Flat right. And 10 medium left.
The first I knew of that we were in the ditch was the car started to go at a bit of an angle. I mean, you couldn't see anything in front of you. I thought it was still on the road, but into the ditch, and by the time I realised it was too late, there was something in the ditch that caught the front of the car and sent it rolling down the road, so that was it.
Alistair's retirement meant that Richard Burns now led by over 2 minutes.
Can you drive with your fingers crossed?
Yeah, I've got everything crossed.
The young Scotsman's departure had also promoted Juha Kankkunen to 2nd place. The rally was beginning to look good for Ford. Sainz was now 3rd, concentrating just on surviving to the end of the rally.
I'm trying to, of course, concentrate and try to keep going and trying to finish the rally.
Welsh sunshine would round off the year. Harry Rovanpera finished 6th to give the new Seat its first World Championship point. Privateers also did well, with Sebastian Lindholm taking his Escort to 5th place overall. Belgium's Gregoire de Mavius had been battling with Lindholm all afternoon and took the fight down to the last stage to claim 4th. Richard Burns had been fastest on all of the day's 7 stages and was delighted at winning his home event.
It's fantastic, not just for me, but remember also because of this Mitsubishi win the World Championship.
The perfect end to the Escort's 30-year career. Kankkunen 2nd, Thierry 3rd. But what of Sainz? He and Lewis Moyer started the final stage in 4th place, but flames underneath the Toyota signalled that any thoughts of the world title were premature. With less than a kilometre to go, the rally'd saved its most cruel piece of luck exclusively for the Spaniards. The Corolla ground to a halt within sight of the stage finish, and despite Carlos and Lewis attending quickly to the fire, they could do nothing to save the situation. As Thierry's Escort sped past the stricken Toyota, Moyer's frustration finally exploded.
Bruno, we were expecting Carlos. What happened?
He's here, 300 meter. Engine. The bonnet is open. Unbelievable. 300 meter, you can run to. He's there.
Sainz's dreams of the championship lay in tatters.
Carlos, what happened?
The engine blew 500 meters to the end of the last stage.
Was there any warning it was going to happen?
No. Nothing at all.
Did you try pushing the car?
No way. No way.
What a way to finish the year.
Yeah. Not so lucky again. But okay. That's life.
Suddenly my brother phoned from the end of the last stage and he said, hey, could you believe Carlos' car is get the fire and he's standing here, he can't, he's just 300 meters before the end. And I said, no, don't be joking, it's a bit too serious. Yes, it's true, and I couldn't believe.
But there were others who were just as delighted. Richard Burns, after winning his home event for the first time, and Ford, who brought both their escorts onto the podium on their last appearance. But the end of the season belonged to Mitsubishi, Mäkinen taking the driver's title by 2 points from Sainz, while the team made it a double by taking the Manufacturers' Championship for the first time. So the final champagne of the year was reserved for the men in red, Richard Burns and Robert Reid, and the 1998 World Champions, Tommi Mäkinen and Risto Männisen-Mäki.